Oh boy. I hear cicadas in the background. There's beautiful birds. Cicadas in the background. Thank God we got through that summer. Huh? Anyway, guys, hi. I'm back. We've got Apocabox 74.5. Don't know what that means. But we got Apocabox thanks to a great channel supporter and friend of all of us, really, when you think about it. So I just finished filming the June Apocabox Skills Challenge video that was sent also by a great supporter of the channel. So that should be in here. But this is Apocabox Plus for us to take a look at. This is a bi-monthly. The box doesn't go 2 months ways. Not saying that kind of bi-monthly. I'm saying the box comes every 2 months. You know what? I really thought people would really enjoy this box, but so far it's got mixed reception. But that's, neither here nor there. Let's take a look at what's inside this 74.5 box and see what we've got for the month of June. I know that this, so I think this is an actual item in the box, but then that's also part of the skills challenge because it came with the skills challenge. But we'll get some of this out. Is this the same patch? This is the same patch because Creek Stewart is starting a patch of the month club, and you know what? It's like $8, $9, and I'm probably going to join just because I think it's a cool thing to do, just a cool thing to collect. And if they're all these really nice PVC style patches, that'll be cool. So if you're a patch collector, this might be a cool thing to do. $8 plus tax if you live in Indiana with free shipping. So if you don't live in Indiana, there's no tax. I'm gonna do it just because I think it's fun. I know it's not the same as like military unit patches, which whatever. I think it's fun, so I'm gonna do it. But here's the info on that. And this one came with the box. That's nice. Let's see what do we got. Here's another. And you will have seen all these inserts already. I think I probably will have done the skills challenge before the actual box unboxing. Or not. I don't know the video, I mean. Old Man and the Crow is, I guess, a book that he's doing. And then Adventures of Riverhood. I'm not trying to be mean at all. I don't mean it. But this kind of reminds me of the little kid in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Just the two screenshots right there. That kid, like, who stands up in the middle of, like, a battle of all these guys with his own little gun, and it's just like, screw you guys, and just starts shooting. He has the face of the like, ah! And anyway, all right. I'm watching a bunch of terrible 80s movies lately because I can. Because is this an open L? That's awesome. All right. And this would be a box for Peter Kitty Cat, but Peter Kitty Cat is not outside right now. So, we've got 1, 2, I hate this, 3, 4. This is the skills challenge. 5, 6, 7, 8. Also goes with the skill challenge. So this is the Apocabox Plus item, and this is our list of everything else. Let's see what we've got. So, June 2024. Makes you feel important in a meeting, right? You pull your papers out and you're like, excuse me. So, he doesn't, Apocabox doesn't have like a theme or any kind of intro like some of those other boxes do. He's just like, here's what you got. I respect that. So we're going to start with a laser-etched fishtail stubby. What the fuck is a laser-etched fishtail stubby? Does anybody... I mean, I could use a little intro to that. Is this a laser-etched fishtail stubby? It's got laser etching on the blade. All right, this has got to be it. Or is this? Is this the fishtail stubby? This has got... I can't even get my nail on there because I bite my nails. And I shouldn't. I know. It's gross. But I do. It's a nervous habit. And then it results in hilarious moments like this. Oh, that's why I can't get the fishtail stubby out. It's locked. So this is the fishtail. Let's just all agree it is very Opinel-esque, right? And it was locked. And even with my chewed nails, if it was not locked, I could have got the fishtail stubby out. Now, big respect for the fact that he said right out it is laser etched. That is in fact, oh, that's some paint. That is in fact a Damascus style. I didn't even check if all this stuff was in focus before. I apologize. It will be from now on, except for when I'm shining light directly into the camera. So this is laser etched. It is not a Damascus blade, and he tells us that right away. This is supposed to be topographical, not Damascus, but I would totally understand if somebody did not read this, picked this up, and was like, oh, that's supposed to be a Damascus pattern. You know what? Forget all that. So it is a locking collar, just like an Opinel. And that stays pretty good. It's got a full-sized handle, is what they're getting at. I didn't bring any cutting money out, so I'm going to have to use this. Sorry. Okay. Cool, use this. Maybe, okay. Wow, all right. Listen, you want this job or don't you? Wow. We need to do some work on this edge right here. We'll do a little follow-up maybe. A short after I sharpen that up a little bit. Okay, just follow me on this. This razor sharp stubby. This is the razor sharp stubby. Anyway, Opinel knives are very popular, and this is kind of a copy of an Opinel knife, sort of, with a laser etch on it. Okay. It is what it is. We could sharpen that blade. We have no idea what it's made of. Doesn't say. I'll try to look it up a little bit, but there's that. Needs to be worked on. Oh, wait, does it say 420? Oh, it's a 420. I'm sorry, it says right here. It's a 420 stainless steel blade with a grooved TPE handle. Moving on from there, multifunctional camp trowel. And again, I hope it's hard for me to see the screen when I'm in bright sunlight, but bright natural light is the best light to see all the items in, so I'm hoping I'm getting everything in focus. I know the camera is touchy about that. We did look at this a little bit when we did the skills challenge video, because this came with it, but I didn't really look so much at the features of this so much as it was just a tool to get the skills challenge thing done. So it's a little bit of a hoary type shovel knife. Let's see what all the features are though, because again, I didn't really look at it. So what do we have? It's a serrated edge. We know that it's got a serrated edge. It is actually, so it's round handle, which is comfortable, but I've always said a problem with a round handle is it can move in your hand, and it is impossible to index without really looking at it. What I mean by index is you have no idea where your hand is in relation to any part of that blade. So if I were to, let me hold this knife for example. Indexing is, I know when I hold it based on the shape of the blade where the cutting edge is. So it indexes in your hand without you really having to stare at it and know where it is. Even this blade, as disappointed as we may be a little bit at it, it indexes because you can kind of feel where it is, and it has a shape to it. This one is just round, turns in your hand, no indexing. Anyway, that's something to consider when using any kind of cutting object. So what do we got? We've got our serrated edge there, and it's not the most serrated I felt, but it's decent. It's not overkill, but it's some decent serrated edges. You're not going to take down like a tree with it, but what you can do is notch with it a little bit. So there's that. Now, again, they call it a spear point kind of shape. You would definitely want to sharpen this up. I mean, for just general digging, I guess it's okay, but you would definitely want to sharpen this up if you're going to use it in any cutting capacity. This edge too would need some sharpening to use it as an edge. It is, you can almost, I don't know if it's going to come out on camera, you can almost see the flat edge of it right there. Definitely not a cutting edge. If you were to use it to chop, maybe it would have a little strength to chop if you put some 550 cord on like a piece of wood or whatever. It has a can opener, and we've shown on the channel how these can openers work before to open a can, and that works pretty well. You've got a little slot driver over there. You've got a multi-use wrench. You've got a nail puller right here in the middle. What is this guy right here? I'm not sure. What does that say? Let's see. Can opener, serrated edge, spear point, nail puller, and more. And more. That's fantastic. What is the and more? Is this for like just shaving little thing? Maybe that's for shaving wood, for, you know, making firewood. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they intended it for, but it's a little wedge, and this feels like it's got a little bit of an edge on it. So you can mount it on a spear, on a stick to make a spear, of course. It says metal camtrell, so I couldn't tell you if this is aluminum or steel. It says strong, but very lightweight. So I'm going to assume that this is a steel of some kind, with a sort of paint coating, not a DLC or anything like that, because it's already sort of scratched off in places. But these have their uses. They're not, look at how the fingerprints are already sort of, yeah, this is like a paint, but whatever, it's gonna come off. And you've got centimeters and you've got inches. So, like I said, kind of a hoary sort of thing. Flappy nylon sheath, but it's got a little bit of weatherproofing in it. Oh, that's, get in there. That's why. That's stuck. Okay. And interesting. So you could just tie something to it where it's got a horizontal loop. Meh. Not thrilled at all so far with this box. Next, we've got a Badio folding pocket knife. Comes in a lovely tube. And there were many color possibilities, and this one ended up being, oh, I gotta cut this in, okay. This one ended up being a blue color. All the available options were these. It's in 420. I swear we've seen this knife before somewhere, right? I don't know where. I swear we've seen this knife before. Ooh. Where have we seen this knife? I don't know. But we have. Rubber coated. The lockback is coated too. It's a pretty smooth knife. Oh, it's smooth because it's got a ton and a half of blade play. Great. Great. Fuck this. I'm not happy with this box, but at least this one has an edge on it. And this one indexes. See what I mean? It's comfortable, it's squishy, it's rubber. I don't know. I'm thinking you got these two little folding knives, neither of which are like great. 420 and mystery meat. I don't know. It could serve its purpose as a lightweight blade. You're gonna have to do blade maintenance on it, but I mean, fuck. All right, moving on. Exomod pack saw, and now we're moving to something from Gerber. Now notice there's no prices in any of this. So this thing by Gerber we know is going to be, like, even if you were to look it up, would be highly overpriced because it's by Gerber. Now, Gerber does make some good stuff. I love their multi-tools, but I'm not a big fan of their knives, really. And I think everything they put out, they overprice. Let's see. I'm looking for the designed in the USA or something like that. Fabricada en China. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Now, and I'm not like a hater on China. I'm just, They're not. They're really like if it was made in the USA, there'd be a big giant sticker on the front, but they try to hide if it's not on the back. So this is hot. I should not have had it sitting out in the sun like this. I'm going to move other stuff to under this chair. Polymer sheath, rigid type. Is what it is. This thing is burning my fucking hand because I was an idiot and I had it sitting out in the sun, and it's metal with like a plastic insert. It's a very minimalist saw. I think we've seen this before somewhere too, and it works. It does its job, if I recall. Ow, I wish I had gloves. Yeah, it's a nice cut. It's a nice clean cut. And the blades are, yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, it does its job. I can't complain. Am I clicking it in wrong? Yeah, I am. See how it's got that, see that notch? A little notch to click. All right. So I don't know what it is that they would charge for that thing. Tell me what kind of steel you are, but you won't because you're Gerber. No idea. They did. It's 4116. 4116. So that's not a bad steel at all. That is really not. Definitely would wear gloves with this because these edges over any period of time will just bite right into your fingers. You absolutely want to wear gloves when you use this saw. But the saw itself works, and it is very lightweight. However, once again, find a great deal on it because Gerber will rip you off crazily. Let's see, what else? We've got the Lightsaw rechargeable Bugout Light. I don't think I've ever heard of this company, but I like rechargeable. We've got some specs. Would you like to read my specs? Okay. So it does come with a little USB, so you can plug it in. Oh, I was thinking rechargeable Bugout Light. It's solar for some reason. I had that in my hand, in my mind, in my mind, my mind's hand. 120 lumens. There. More specs. Bent the package for you to read. So I'm thinking, so they said Bugout Light, right? So I'm thinking this thing would be solar, so you never had to plug it in. But I'm wrong. Sorry, strobe, I didn't expect it. It just has these three things. It is very lightweight, probably because it's got a very small battery. And you can plug it in. Gas station light. I mean, honestly, but okay. If it had solar charging, I'd be much more thrilled. I reviewed this thing, the 20-in-1 carabiner multi-tool thing, once upon a time. If I can find the video, I'll put a little link up there. Was not impressed. Was not impressed with this thing at all. This one looks used a little bit. This was not that great. This one is like loose. This one doesn't even hold its position well when you want to try to use one of these objects here. So, all right, I won't make you. I mean, if you don't want to watch I won't make you watch the other video. We'll talk about it. So they count this clip as a tool, right? You've got this little cutting blade here. That's a tool. It's got a bicycle spoke wrench on it, which is, interesting. You've got, of course, a large Phillips, a small Phillips, regular, medium, and a small. This is your spoke wrench. You've got these little wrenches here. They will quarter-inch bit driver. I mean, they regular, like the little bit driver things. This is supposed to be like a sharpening stone. This guy right here. or a file, whatever you want it to be. You've got a ruler. That doesn't really do anything. I'm sorry, it's a file. It's not a sharpening stone. You can use it as a sharpening stone, but it's terrible. You can use these as box openers. These little guys right here. This is a nail puller right here, and it's a pry bar, and it's not a very good multi-tool. It's really not. I don't know what to tell you about it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. And then, you know, this various size wrenches in there. I didn't like it when I first saw it. I don't like this one that feels used and loose, like your mom. Anyway, there's that. And then finally we have the Adventure Logbook. Year, the future. I don't know, some people might get a lot of fun out of this. Some people really like logging this stuff. I'd probably use this like really intensely for the first 5 pages and then kind of forget to use it. But I could see how some people might really enjoy using this and like logging all their stuff. In a pocket box, I don't know, in like a regular camping box, sure. So, and I'm not gonna, basically the skills challenge is this 10 feet of paracord, and it uses the Hori Hori shovel and teaches you how to make a handle wrap that is a quick release but lets you carry, you know, any length of paracord. You can do this wrap. You're gonna see the video on it, so that's the skills challenge for this one. Oh wait, and sorry, we have our plus item. This is the plus item. It's rubber banded in the Jungle Boss brush axe. Ow! Well, it's got some kanji writing on it, so right there, it's got to be high quality stuff. This is a big chunky steel. We might have to do a whole separate video with this in some brushy area. But unleash the power of the Jungle Boss brush axe and take control of your outdoor space with confidence and ease. I think I would really feel more comfortable doing that with a lightsaber or an M240 Bravo. But this is good too. This works. Razor sharp blade, 17-inch black steel blade. The Jungle. What kind of steel? I'm going to assume this is probably a carbon steel. That's the kind of steel we would want to use on something like this, right? But they don't say. But I'll have to look it up. We've got a polymer handle that indexes. I'm going to keep hammering that home. If this was mine, and I'll probably do it for our owner anyway, for Christopher, I would this seam here, if you're not wearing gloves, I would just, since it is just plastic anyway, I would want to sand that down and smooth it. I understand why there's a seam, because it's injection molded, but it doesn't need to be there. That could be finished better, and I'll probably do that for him. Whether you cut grass, trim, I don't know. It has a nice weight balance where it's weighted. I feel like I've seen this in videos of like guys in like fish slaughterhouses and fish markets cutting the heads off of fish and shit with this. But it feels like it's got a real great weight and balance. No, okay, it's not razor sharp, and it's probably not supposed to be. It's not. But it's also got a lacquer coating on it, which could, you know, if it's just sprayed on heavily. But a tool like this doesn't need to be razor sharp. A tool like this gets its cutting power from the force. Use the force, big black knife thing. You know, any machete type object, yeah, it has a sharp blade, but it's not razor sharp because a lot of the cutting force comes from the geometry of the blade and your use of the actual I don't want to say knife, but you know, the blade. I just did not want to say blade one more time. You can put a little more sharpening on it, but as you can see by this one, I love that it's kind of cut in cross section. It's shaped more like an airfoil than a cutting edge. It is not symmetrical. So you want to be really careful when you resharpen this or even touch up the edge, because if you try to do traditional sharpening techniques on this and match angles on the blade, you're going to be messing it up. So we're going to do a follow-up video on this off in a wooded area because I want to. because I want to mainly, but because I think we need to put it into use. But I like it. Did they just take a propeller and cut it in half and sharpen it? Possibly, but I'm not mad at that. Not really. Anyway, I do like the weight and balance on this thing, and we'll see it later. So that's the Apocabox for June. So we got our travel book. We got this flashlight that I'm not happy with at all because it's dinky. We got this, which is a completely useless multi-tool in my opinion. I fucking hate it. A saw that is decent and it does work, but don't let it get hot, and you absolutely got to have good work gloves on to use it, or you're gonna punish your hands. 2 pocket knives, neither of which I would really want to carry around, and only one of which comes out of the box ready to cut, but at the same time, I got issues with its safety and usability. And we got the Hori shovel. I keep calling it that because that's really what it reminds me of most, but it's it needs a little bit of refining itself, but I mean, you could take this right out of its package and put it to work and do its job. I'm assuming this you can too, but I don't know for a fact. So I'm going to shut my mouth. So we got one item that's like out of the box, ready to go, do its thing with nothing else. I mean, I guess the logbook too, but it needs a pen. But he did send a really cool pen in a previous box. Anyway, if I paid for this box, I'd be sorely disappointed, and I'm disappointed opening. And the truth is, I thought Creek Stewart had a much better reputation than this. I really did. And don't forget the skills thing, which, again, one more time, we'll see. We'll see really soon. If you haven't seen it before this, you'll see it right after this. So, what are your opinions on all of this as a box? I am fucking... I'll tell you what, people have said I read this somewhere, I've become kinder and gentler. I'm just better medicated. That's all. Because believe me, I want to throw this shit at a wall and start yelling and cursing, but I'm on stronger dose and better medications right now than I was, a year and a half ago, is what it comes down to. So I'm better controlled. I'm better controlled is what it is. But this is some shit right here. This is fucking a pile of fuck you-ness. What are your guys' thoughts? I want to know. What would you take with, like, what here, if you were actually putting together a bug out bag, or you had to, like, your buddy calls and says, hey, get in the truck, I gotta blow off steam, we're going off into the woods for a weekend, just whatever. What would you take with you? What here would you take with you and say, like, all right, let's go. We're gonna build the shelter. We're just gonna do some. We'll find some food. We'll hunt. We'll whatever. We're just gonna a couple dudes, maybe 4 or 5 dudes, just hanging out. We got some beers in the back. We'll build a fire. We'll make what we need to survive out there, for a weekend. What here would you actually bring with you? Of course, your adventure book, because you got to write down. So no shit, there I was in the woods. But I mean, what else? I want to know. So anyway, thank you for sending me this box. Appreciate the support for the channel, definitely do. Thanks for all of you guys for sitting through an unboxing where I think I felt like the Vibrid and the Wellbutrin was almost sort of wearing off and overcome by the angry demons. Yeah, it almost wasn't enough, but we maintained. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have some stuff to say in the comments. Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.